Good day, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. I'm Catherine from GoodWe's Solar Academy. Today, our technical solution engineer, Elena and Faulkner, will give you an excellent webinar about GoodWe products and solutions. This webinar is divided into two parts, as shown in the banner. First, Elena will focus on our differentiated topic, installers friendly, in which you will get a closer look at how GoodWe helps installers simplify the stressful and time-consuming PV installation process. After that, Faulkner will introduce GoodWe's energy storage solutions on the basis of ES G2, a highly adaptable and flexible low-voltage inverter for residential PV systems. In addition, if you have any questions during the webinar, you can post them in the Q&A box. Please don't post them in chat box in case we will miss out. If your questions are left due to limited time, we will contact you by email after the webinar. There will be an extra lucky draw section at the end of the webinar. We will randomly draw 5 audiences from the background. The prize is $20 Amazon gift card, and the winners will receive a notification email from the community after the webinar. The replay of it will be uploaded to our community later. community@goodwe.com. The replay of this webinar will also be uploaded to it, usually 1 or 2 work days after. Since it's a national holiday for 7 days in China, it will be uploaded at 8th of October this time. Okay, that's so much for the opening. Let's spend the next hour with our engineer, Elena and Faulkner. So let's get started.
So hi everyone, this is Elena from GoodWe Solar Academy. Today I'm going to introduce our GoodWe installers friendly solution. With the development of PV systems, installation of PV systems has become more and more complex. The various inverters, brands, and the increasing demand on the system have led installers to face more challenges than before in the process of installing the PV systems. Firstly, they need to choose all the elements for the system and make sure they can match with each other. Secondly, the installation process will be stressful and time-consuming. The commissioning and maintenance of the system are also important and can be difficult for the installers. But nothing can resist you from quick and easy access to your system, since GoodWe makes things easier for the installers. And we are committed to bring installer one-stop solution center, easy installation, quick commission, and convenient maintenance. So let's start with the first part of our installers friendly solution, one-stop solution center. GoodWe is trying to offer installers almost all the essential products for the PV system. As the picture shows, we can find the inverter, data logger, battery, CT, meter, EV charger, and even PV building materials products, almost everything that you want. Of course, the most important is the inverter. GoodWe offers convenient solar systems that are designed to maximize overall efficiency with multiple functional units integrated into one inverter, and all the necessary accessories can be found in the box, including the communication terminals, AC and DC connectors. Also, the communication modules for the different applications will also be shipped within the order. And the CT smart meter for the storage inverter will also be provided by us, and the customer don't need to pay for them. In addition to the primary element inverter, you can find other companies for the PV system, like the new PV building materials. For the storage system, we also provide our GoodWe batteries. A complete smart energy management system is also important. So our energy system consists of our monitoring system and accessories. The inverter data can be uploaded to our GoodWe server directly, or the data of multiple inverters can be collected via our communication box and then can also be sent to the cloud. With the smart meter and HomeKit products, we can monitor the load consumption. And we also provide a cost-free monitoring platform, SAMS, as well. Before the system design, the installers can use our design tool, Easy Designer, to do some system simulation. So you can choose the intelligent products and service based on your needs. The high compatibility is also an important feature of our GoodWe inverters. It shows up that our inverters support high power modules, a lot of protocols, and various battery brands. GoodWe inverters are compatible with all the mainstream PV modules on the market. To adapt the latest PV industry trend, GoodWe developed the new series with higher DC input current to match the high power modules, like 182 and 210 millimeter modules. So for the different application, we provide diverse communication protocols, such as the basic Modbus RTU protocol for the communication with third-party device, like with the station. Modbus TCP for BMS, EMS of energy storage inverter, and our on-grid inverter and the communication box will also support Modbus TCP to realize more TCP/IP communication. And we also support IEC 104 to communicate with utility system like SCADA and PPC. GoodWe inverters can also support some spec standards, then we don't need to adjust the Modbus address. In addition, GoodWe developed dry contact to support a smart grid and realize the controlling of some home appliances like heat pump. And to communicate with third-party platform, we developed two methods: data transmitting and for the original inverter data, and API for some operated data from SAMS. For example, through Open API, we can share our data with third party and receive remote control commands from them. And the combination of real-time and batch remote control API supports the application of third party like BPP and microgrid. We can also respond to dynamic control from grid companies through API. And in addition to GoodWe batteries, our storage inverters are compatible with diverse other battery brands like LG, BYD, and so on. And you can find the detailed compatibility table from GoodWe website. So we will provide a complete solution to the installers. Our engineers and sales will help to recommend and choose all the components that we can offer for the PV system. When the elements are ready, the installation can be started. So the next part is about easy installation. So we know how important ease, convenience, and safe of installation is. That is why we have taken away all the hard work for the installers through providing quick electrical connection, plug and play communication module, and battery module, and aviation plugs for ISA 485 communication. So for the DC and AC connection, we will prepare the connectors, and there are enough interspace for the connection. GoodWe provides all the components needed for the system to avoid the secondary procurement. For example, for the storage system, the smart meter is necessary. So the smart meter will be supplied with the inverter, and the cables to the meter and also the cables to the battery are also prepared by GoodWe. Installers only need to connect these cables to the battery side and to the smart meter side, which can greatly decrease installation time on site. So for the on-grid inverter, we only need to connect the DC AC cable, the communication cable. But for storage inverter, the system is more complex. So we need to install the batteries. And in fact, batteries used to be difficult to install. They should be connected without any mistake. Otherwise, it may cause battery damage or other problem. Therefore, GoodWe has put a lot of thought into the battery products design. We will offer you time-efficient risk reduction plug-and-play COM port for BMS connection. So here you can see the previous GoodWe battery. Even the internal wiring between module and module needs to be connected. But with the instant connection design, the installers can save a lot of wiring time. They only need to connect the external wiring for the connection with the inverter. And at the same time, the easy installation can avoid the risk caused by the wiring errors. In maintenance, the battery modules that need to be repaired or replaced can be removed separately without affecting the use of other modules. In addition, GoodWe battery prepares plug-and-play COM port so that the BMS cable with the inverter can be connected or removed easily and freely. Wireless communication is necessary for the local commissioning for the inverter without display screen. It is also essential for the remote controlling and monitoring, especially for the residential solution. Almost all the inverters will be equipped with the wireless communication modules. So we provide the plug-and-play design communication modules, which is more convenient for the installation, such as Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and 4G module, according to the different requirements. So the installer only needs to simply connect the modules on the inverter with the USB port, and they can configure it with our app. For the previous design, we need to tighten the screws, and which is more complex. So for another important communication type, IS485 communication, we also provide the easy aviation plugs for the multiple inverters application. The IS485 communication will be used for the hand-to-hand connection and the realization of some functions. For example, export power limit with smart meter, the data collection by the data logger, and even some special function like DIED in Australia, RCR in Germany, remote shutdown in Europe depend on IS485 communication. So the easy installation will help installer greatly reduce the system installation time. So here you can see the comparison of the different IS485 installing methods. This one is, the first one is about the aviation plugs. You only need to connect the wire to the terminal and then plug the terminal to the connector. And the second one, here you can see the wiring number. Then you can connect the different ports to realize the different function according to the wiring sequence in the user manual. And this one is very complex for the installation. You need to remove the cover and take out the pin terminal. After cable connecting, you need to take the terminal and the cover back. So we believe that you can experience a smooth and stress-free installation with the features mentioned above. Then we can go to the next step, on-site inverter commissioning. For some inverters with screen, you can do the setting directly via the screen, but also we provide SolarGo app for both on-grid and storage inverters to do the local commissioning. Via the communication modules like Bluetooth module, Wi-Fi module, the installer can connect to the app. Then they can see some basic real-time data for the inverter like E-day, E-total in the homepage, and then they can do some setting. The connection and the commissioning of the inverter takes just a few minutes. You can connect the device locally via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. And then the installer can log in as installer role, and only the installer has the authority to do some setting for the inverter. So in the parameter page, you can see some detailed real-time running data and real-time alarm information. Then the installers can do some basic setting, such as change the safety code, choose the grid type, the work mode for the storage inverter. And for the advanced setting, we provide the grid parameter setting, the curve setting, and the setting for the export power limiter via CT or smart meter can also be realized by SolarGo. And you can also upgrade the firmware via SolarGo. You just need to upload the bin file, and then you can upgrade it just by one click. So for the storage inverter, the function will be richer. You can choose the working mode and so on. So then the inverter will work normally. And the grid UI makes the operation easy and smooth. After the system commissioning, the remote monitoring of the system will be important for the maintenance. We use our SAMS portal to do some remote monitoring. So the data of the inverter needs to be uploaded to the server for the solar system monitoring. For single inverter, we can directly use wireless communication modules like Wi-Fi module, line module. And for multiple inverters, GoodWe provides smart communication box to collect inverter's data and then communicate with server. Once the inverter data are successfully uploaded, users can remotely monitor the real-time operation data and view history data through GoodWe's SAMS portal, app, or website. SAMS monitoring function gives you instant and round-the-clock access to all the most important system data, such as the generation data, the plant and device status, and the alarm message. So based on data, SAMS provides energy statics, generation reports that can help installer to maintain the plants. SAMS also opens the authority of some remote control functions for the installers. Then they can handle some emergency situations remotely. So for the installer, they can contact with our sales to apply for the account, and they will have their special code. Then they can log in SAMS and then create a PV plant. First step is add the device. They can just scan the SN code. Very easy to add the device. And the next step is to edit the plant information. Then you can add the plant owner or visitor information. And as the admin role of the installer, you can do more things via SAMS. You can manage the account. You can add the admin, technician, and the bronzer role, and to give the different role, the different limits to manage the plant. So with SAMS, you can see the real-time data and the history data. We offer you plant level monitoring. Then you can see the generation data for the all plants. We offer device level monitoring as well. Then you can check the detailed inverter running data to analyze the data when the device is fault. We also provide the alarm notification, so you can see the alarm in SAMS app or website. And we also provide the troubleshooting. You can also activate the notification via email function. Then you don't need to open the app or website. You can still receive the alarm information per email. So you can quick respond to the failure. Then you can also generate a daily, monthly report or user-defined report. You can download the data as Excel file, or you can generate the curve to compare the different data via the curve. So for the installers, you can do some basic remote control of the inverter, such as the inverter start or stop, the change of the safety code, and the choice of working mode for the storage inverter. And we are doing some improvement of our SIMs. Besides, we are planning to open our IoT platform to the installers next year. Then the installer can upgrade the inverter firmware, remote control the inverter, just like SolarGo, and also control the communication box. And we believe this will help installers to maintain their plants. So we strive to create the best experience for the installers with a quick and easy installation and commissioning process. To ease the maintenance burden, GoodWe launched the one-stop convenient solution for various applications. The customer-focused design and easy access of smart apps and website makes the installation, commissioning, and maintenance of GoodWe inverter convenient and efficient. So that's all about our installers friendly solution. So thanks for your time.
So hello everyone, I'm Faulkner from GoodWe's Solar Accounting. I'm specialized in the residential energy storage and CNI energy storage. Today I will give you a brief introduction of our ES-G2 series product. First, I will show you our product map. You can see here we have two types of inverters. First is a hybrid inverter, a DC coupled solution, and the AC coupled inverter. For the DC coupled hybrid inverter, we got the ES-EM, ES-G2, EHB, ESA, ET, and the ET13. For the AC coupled inverter, we got SDP, SDP G2, BH, and BT. Today we will focus on the ES-G2 series. It's a single-phase inverter and compatible with our low voltage battery called Lynx U battery. ES-G2 is the updating version of the ES series. Here are some parameters of the two generations. I will give you a comparison on this. First, come to the DC input. The maximum DC input power for the generation 1 is 1.3 nominal power, and the generation 2 is 1.5 times the nominal power. Next is the input current per MPPT. The generation 1 is 11 ampere and 14 ampere. For the generation 2, it's 16 ampere. Next to the grid output. Now we support 2 times apparent power from the utility grid, and the generation 2 only supports 1.5 PM power. Next to is the backup output. For the generation 2, now we support 2 times the PM power for the output apparent. And next is the protection. ES-G2 have Type 2 DC surge arrestor and Type 3 AC surge arrestor. And now we got an optional DC arc fault circuit interrupter. And also we got updating the weight. Now the weight of the ES-G2 is 21.5 kilogram. Next, I want to introduce you is the PV overloading feature. ES-G2 inverter support maximum 1.5 PM power PV overloading ability, which means the excess power will charge the battery. This feature is suitable for the larger scale panels. As you can see from the left side diagram, the PV generation power is 7.5 kilowatt, and 3 kilowatt is to the grid and 2 kilowatts to the critical loads, and 2.5 kilowatt is used to charge the battery. For our ES-G2 5 kilowatt series, the maximum input power is 7.5 kilowatt, and the 6 kilowatt ES generation 2 is 9 kilowatt. Next is our backup overloading. ES G2 inverter support maximum 2.2 times PN power output with the grid availability, or even without the grid. As you can see, our output is 10 kilowatt. For the critical loads, this is very helpful for the heavy loads. Next are some features. First is the plug and play design for easy installation. And our apps, SolarGo and PV Master will combine into one. This means you can use one app for all communication. Next is a new look with sleek curves and the next-gen styling. In the operation, the operating noise is less than 30 dB. Next is the pairing system of the ES G2. Three ES G2 can be paired by master and slave relationship with smart dongle. The smart dongle will be connected to the master inverter, and so does the smart meter with CP1, named GN1000. In this system, one inverter will be the master and two will be the slave. They will connect together both the on-grid side and the backup side. And the fourth slave will be automatically bypassed. In this solution, there will be some requirements. You can find the document in our website. I will show you some. First, the backup side line should be the similar length, and the battery connected to each inverter should be the same capacity, and they should be charged or discharged at the same time. Next is the smart load control solution. We got three modes now. First is the power switch mode, and the time mode, and the backup load control mode. You should set a off-grid battery protection value. Once the battery SOC is lower than the set value, the DO interface will control a part of the load to turn off, which means you will have some critical load of less importance on the backup side through an ATS connect to the ES G2. And when your battery SOC is higher than the reserved SOC, the heavy load will be controlled to start up. Once the battery is less than the SOC, the load will be shut down. Next is the microgrid integration function. This function means you can connect a PV inverter on the backup side of SPP G2. And during the daytime, the PV inverter will charge the battery and support the critical loads working. And once the battery is charged to 100% SOC, ES G2 will increase the output frequency to reduce the PV generating power. Next is our generator integration function. We got two functions here. We got two models here. First is with auto detection switch. Next is with a manual switch. The generator will be connected to the ES G2 by the ATS. Once the grid blackout happens, the ATS will turn to the generator, and the generator will start. Once the solar power is enough for the critical loads, the excess power will be used to charge the battery. And once the solar power is less than the load demand, the battery will start to discharge. And once the battery SOC is come to the limited SOC, the generator will start to work and send power to the load and to charge the battery. For the auto detection switch, the generator will start automatically, and the manual you need to manually start the generator. Next is our new mode called peak shaving mode. In some countries, there is a charge demand. And you need to keep your load under the threshold. You can see on the left, once the load power is come to the demand charge threshold, the battery will discharge to cut off the peak. in order to save your money. Next is our communication system. Customer can connect to our inverter by Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth to local monitor or to commission, and our inverter will connect to GoodWe's server by Wi-Fi module or the Wi-Fi and LAN module or the 4G module to monitoring or to remote control. And the customer can see the operating data on the website, online, or by the apps. The data stored in the inverter will be more than 10 days in case of the network breakdown. And the data stored on the survivor will last 4 years or 5 years. Next is our commission. You need to set the basic setting to change the safety code and check the time and the grid type and set the work mode. Next is the advanced setting. You need to set the export power limitation and the backup setting. Also, some customer safety parameters, power factor setting. Next is maintenance. You need to set the grid change and update your firmware. Then next is the convenient maintenance with Sims. Sims is our online platform. You can monitor and maintenance on this. This is a plant level monitoring and the device level monitoring. You can see the alarm and report here. Also, you can remote control and create an after-sale ticket. Next is our VPP integration ability. Our GoodWe survivor will collect customer inverter data and send to the operators in survivor via open API. Our inverter sampling accuracy is current 0.5 ampere and voltage 1%. The response speed for the EMS is 500 ms. Next are some compatible batteries. First is our GoodWe Links U battery, and next is the LG RESU LV. Also the BYD box LVS, Thailand Tech Force L1, L2, Genesis Power box. You can find the full list on our website. Here's all my introduction. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. There's no more questions. And thank you for your time. That's so much for today's webinar. And thanks for participation. And we will upload the webinar reply to our community later and to our YouTube channel as well.